Hello fellow engineers and welcome to News Tower. Set in 1930s New York, we're going to become rich by making deals with the mafia and bribing police to get the best news stories and sell loads of newspapers. So let's get into a new game and enter our newspaper name, Engineering Today. And then we come down and have a look at our little building here. And although it's not much now, this is going to be where we make our newspaper. So to start off, we're going to need a few things. Let's come into the build menu. We're going to need a telegraphing station, because that's going to allow us to actually find out where the news is. So if we plop that down there, we can then assign someone to work here. So who do we want to hire? Well, I've always lived by the slogan, pay peanuts, get monkeys. That's why I pay my editors so much gruel. So I'm not going to go for the cheapest one. I'm going to go for this guy, Bart Sherman, 59 quid salary. So we grab him, shove him in there, and then he is getting to work sending out some telegraphs, which means up in the globe, we should get some things come in and we'll be able to send a reporter there to go generate some stories once we have a reporter, obviously. And before I get too far, this video is sponsored by Twin Sails Interactive. They've been working with the devs Sparrow Knight on constant improvements and updates for almost 2 years since it launched in early access, gaining 96% overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. So boost a link in my description to check out its 1.0 release on the 18th of November on PC and Mac, as there's a 20% discount until December the 2nd. Anyway, I'll leave this guy running. You can see he's got like a little bar there. As that fills up, when it gets to the end, that's when we'll have a story we can go find. But I'll leave that running whilst we do some more building. So we're going to need a reporter desk. So perhaps we'll shove that next door. We need to hire a reporter in here as well. Now you can see each of these reporters, they're better at like different types of stories. So Grace Newton is good at economy stories, whereas Grace Schmidt is good at society ones, but they can only go to a story that they have the skill in. So since our telegraphing is done, we can see there's a story down here in Florida, the Wang of America. And if we have a look in here, ooh, we get to choose a path. So this one is about recession on the loose. So we can either make it an economy story or we can make it a crime story. So if we want to take Grace Schmidt, I mean, she costs 69 quid. I mean, that is nice. So how can I not take her? She's also got a perk that allows her to recover faster. I'm also intrigued by Francis down here. Their perk is literally, they're just cheap. No strings attached. 45 quid salary. They can do economy, but they can't do crime. I mean, actually, maybe I will get Francis as they're cheap. We'll make it an economy story. By the way, you may have noticed these symbols here. It's too dark. We need to get some lights in here. So let's just come down to here, get a small lamp. So you can shove that up there. So now these guys can see. And then if we go back to our story in here, we can sign up Francis to go have a look. So this story is all about the economic hardship hitting the working class the hardest. I mean, we maybe could have done the crime one and maybe we'd find out like why it is. Anyway, pretty standard story. By the way, up here, that's our budget that we have at the moment. Obviously, the more newspapers we sell, the more money we'll get. And we sell more newspapers by generating more stories. So what I might do is get another telegraphing station to go next to there. Hire someone for this. This guy seems pretty good. He's got a perk that only uses 50% of resources while working. So yeah, we'll shove you in. So he's looking for stories as well. Add another reporter desk next to that. Now we can hire Grace Schmidt for 69 quid. Or should I wait? No, I might wait actually. I think I'm going to wait and see what story this comes up with. You can see the guy here, he's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm feeling uncomfortable. So if we come up to the top right here, we can actually view comfort and we can see, because they're next to the telegraph machines, like they're like beeping constantly. There's a lot of noise coming out of them. So we need a way to get rid of that. We also got to sort out the trash they're producing. You see all the paper on the floor. So if we come down to comfort here, we can get a load of things that can help us counter noise. So acoustic panels allow us to counter noise. So you can sort of see as we put this above, like it helps the noise. So maybe we'll do there just to help the guy on the left. Then we'll get a trash can to get rid of his waste. And then we just got to sort out the noise here. So I could do another acoustic panel. I'm quite intrigued by some of these other ones though. Like this red apple painting, it's exclusive. There's only one available, but it counters noise, heat, smell somehow, and it's prestigious. Oh, it doesn't look like it counters noise enough. That guy will be sorted out. Okay, so I will just do an acoustic panel. Okay, then he's nearly finished scanning. So news just in. Oh, he's just dropped some rubbish. Shove another trash can down. There we go. But yeah, so the news in Hoover Dam has a new name proposal. So we need a society person or a politics person. So yeah, I think Grace with a 69 salary, she's good at society. So Grace, you're hired. Let's just assign her to that. I mean, I could assign her to either. She has the skills for both. We'll do the top one because that's what her actual skill is in. So Senator Smoot suggests his name change. And yeah, that's going to take 18 hours to get the story. So we'll leave that doing its thing. In the meantime, this guy's scanning. No reporters should he finish, but I think we're pretty good for that. Let's have a look at some other things we need to do, because obviously we have the stories. We have no way of doing anything else, and there's quite a process to this. So we need a typesetting desk, and I think what I'll do, I'll leave this at this end. I might shove these down this end. So the typesetting desk goes there. That basically creates like the print, basically all the text and stuff. As it says, the technical term is converts reports into text slug. So we need to hire someone to do that. Let's grab Myrtle because you're cheap. She'll start work once we have the reporters return, which they haven't returned yet. But then we need an assembly table. So they will complete the slug and engrave the graphics. Oh, look, you can see the reporter's back, given the story to her. So she's now typing it up. We'll grab the assembly table and then hire someone for that. They assemble the text slug so that we can actually print it out. So we'll hire you to do that job. That was your best skill as well. We got a reporter here doing nothing. So let's go back to the globe. And what do we have here? Mickey Mouse makes comic debut. So yeah, Francis, thankfully, can do entertainment. So we'll shove him in. That's going to take 23 hours. Top left, by the way, we need to have our stories and newspaper done by the end of Sunday. That's when it goes to print. It's currently coming up to the end of Wednesday. So we're looking pretty good. Oh, these guys can't see what they're doing. Hang on. I always forget about lights. Anyway, they can now see. By the way, power is in the top right up here. You have 50 to start with, but then you're going to have to add generators and stuff to power that, and you'll see when you add a generator, creates a lot of noise and heat. So you might be wondering, well, how are we going to like do that? Because obviously we need to print, and as you can imagine, the printer machine also going to kick up a lot of noise and heat. So what you can do, press this little button up here to add a floor to our building. First one only costs £1,000. Beautiful. So we'll do that. We've got 16 grand remaining. How many? 16! So I could add another floor, which I think I'm going to do, and you'll see why in a second. But first we got to make sure people can actually access these. So we need staircases. You can get elevators as well, but for now I'm just going to do stairs. So if we shove stairs up from the ground floor like that, we can then do stairs on this floor as well from there. And then I'm actually going to grab everyone and move them up a floor. So all these people, I'm going to move them up here. I'll shove them over on the right. These guys, I'm going to shove them over there purely because you can't have something in front of the door. All right, then these guys are going to have to go upstairs. Hang on, let me just move the light up there. There we go. But yeah, they're going to have to go up here to work. And the reason I'm doing that is because we're going to need stock. Because like the telegraphing station, that requires paper, as will the printers. So what we need is a resupply desk. So if we shove that down there by the door and then hire someone, we can then get supplies, and then these people carry like the paper and stuff up to every floor that's needed. But you can put like storage cabinets in, and I think I'll put them on the ground floor so they don't have as far to move. Although I might hire Larry here because he has a natural climber perk. He's 50% faster on stairs. That could come in handy. To be honest though, with a salary of 105 quid, I don't think it's really worth it. I think we're better off going Lillian because their best perk is the resupply one, which is what they're going to be doing in the resupply desk. So that makes sense. Let me just add some lights for them so they can see what they're doing. So yeah, here's the storage cabinets. So I'm going to shove storage maybe just down in that corner. And then when I place an order, that'll be delivered to the front and they can just carry it up the stairs, put it over there, and then they can take it up to every floor as they need it. Anyway, trash is everywhere at the moment. So I'm going to get a sweeping station and shove that over, I mean, maybe just next to this person, and then hire someone to do the sweeping. That's probably going to be Chester, because he's already got a bit of skill in that. So you can go in there, Chester, and then he should come and sweep up all this rubbish, which will cheer people up. Anyway, up here we have a new story. We've got 2 reporters free as well. So it's about the automobile show opening. So do you want to go an economy route, a society route, or a politics route? I mean, at the moment, it doesn't actually matter too much, but you'll see as we expand, it will matter quite a lot. I think I'll go the society one because you've got a bonus on that. V16's price tag outrageous. V16, that's a big engine. I mean, can I do Francis up there as well? Oh, yeah, I can. Ah, yeah, so we can add different traits to the same story. So because we have Grace and Francis doing it, we get these 2 stamps. And you'll see when we come to print how important that is. In the meantime, we're down to 12,000. We haven't actually got any way to print yet. So time to get one of the most important parts of this, the actual printing things. So we need a print input module. So we'll shove that there. We then need the printer page module because that actually prints the story. And then at the end is the printer output module. So that goes there. We then need a printer belt to connect them all. So we go from there across to there. Boosh. So then the paper goes in, gets printed here, and then comes out there. So I think we're pretty much set up to do this now. We just probably want a light up here so people can like see what they're doing. I'll make down there a bit lighter, probably down there a bit lighter as well. Just add quite a few lights so people can actually see. Anyway, Sunday morning, time to roll the presses. So if we come to this printing page, this is our newspaper and we can lay it out however we want. And over on the right, these are all the stories we've got. If they're green, they're ready to go. If they're not green, it means you're going to get this sloppy production thing. So this, when does this finish? Tuesday. So I think this one we're better off leaving and we'll just run these 3 stories. So that's the recession on the loose one. And whatever we put as our top story gets like 3 times the bonus. You can see as you put things in, you get loads of various stats. So you can see how many sales you're going to likely make. So we're going to get 225 quid. When you get advertising, you can put that in as well. But let's just get these stories in. So the Mickey Mouse one, the Hoover Dam name proposal. So we're going to make 375 quid revenue. I don't think I want to lead with that story though. I feel like Hoover Dam name proposal is a bigger story for everyone. But for today, it doesn't actually matter which one you lead with because it doesn't change anything. But you'll notice each of these have like one of those little stamps. And remember the one that we had 2 reporters on? That's going to have 2 stamps on. So as this top story gets tripled, that's the one we're going to want to lead with next week. Unless we find, can you see like here, there's like silver tags and also gold tags. They generate more sales. You can see 5,000 sales, 10,000 sales. So we may want to lead with one of those instead should we get one. But they are harder to come by, so we'll just have to see. For now, let's start printing. Boosh. And there it goes into the machine. And you can see there's our story. There's our first paper. We sold 12,500 and we got some nice little reviews here from various different sectors. It only costs 3p to buy as well. That is a bargain. So overall, we added 375 quid. So that goes on to our new balance. And then after our wages get taken off, you can see we've got 9,691. So we actually made quite a big loss there. But it was our first week. It was our first week. Anyway, this is the page where it all gets a little bit more complicated because you can expand to different districts and they have different needs of what they want to read. So like if we click on this one, they like society and entertainment. Whereas up here in the West Village, they like economy and politics. Down in Williamsburg, they like crime and sports news. So I think we'll go for that one. I don't see why not for now. And then we start a new week. So first things first, let's have a look at what's going on. So we have a crime news here. So let's send Grace Schmidt on the case. She's heard Labor Day conflict has turned deadly. So we'll get her into there. That's going to take 23 hours. And then it leads to another one where you can get like different things. So once that's done, we can expand the story. So that will get us some like different perks on there. 250 quid as well. There's also the bottom route, which leads to an arrest. Interesting. Anyway, for now, people seem to be doing okay. Let's just have a look at the comfort. And you can see there's a lot of heat and noise coming from the staircase. I think that's probably coming from our printing machine up here. So what I'm going to do, you can build walls to block off different rooms. So if we grab wall with a door and shove that there, that should help reduce it. There's still a lot of noise and heat coming through there though. So I could do the same down there to reduce it again. Or as I did earlier, I could just come into the comfort thing and try and find some things that reduce it, like the red apple painting. If we shove that over there, that cheers them up a bit. Maybe shove a clock up there as well. Then maybe a plant on the floor. That just really keeps everything away from these guys. I might want to do similar down here as well. So I'll shove a clock up there for them. And then I think that should make things a bit better. What's wrong over here? Oh, Michael's really uncomfortable for some reason. Maybe we can put a small plant on his desk. That might cheer him up a bit. Shove a clock on the wall for these guys as well. Just little homely things to make them feel a bit better. Nice. Next up, these guys are going to have needs such as drinking and then getting rid of that liquid. So let's grab a water cooler and then shove that probably just there so people can come grab some water. Oh, look, someone's returned with a story. Let's then shove a toilet, and I think we'll shove this down here so you can see this one has smell. So we may want to add a door for here as well. I think for now though, because it's right in that corner, that's not really going to affect anyone. Open plan toilet. Let's go back into here to see if we can extend this story. So the Labor Day conflict, a contractor is shot in cold blood. Grace, we can get you on the case. Oh, that was all right. Should we lead to an arrest? Or should we do the top one, which gets us money? I think we go for money, right? So that's that done. Oh, someone's just used my toilet. It is in the dark. I should probably... That's going to be very messy if we don't add a light down there. So add a light. There we go. All right, and then it's coming up to the end of the week. It's now Friday. So let's just have a look on the globe because we have a new story over here in San Francisco. A new theater is opening, and I think... Oh, no, it was sports we wanted to go with, wasn't it? Yeah, not entertainment. Shall I send Francis? Shall I send Grace? I might send Grace as she's got the society point thing. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to cancel that and send Francis instead. Because if you remember this automobile one, I need to send Grace back because she's got the politics perk, and that will complete this story. So it will have 3 of the stamps and we'll lose the sloppy production. The thing is, how long is it going to take? 9 hours. Okay, we might be good. We might be okay. I'm a bit concerned at the moment. We've got nothing to print that isn't sloppy. So the automobile one completes Tuesday. Oh no. What about the conflict one? Saturday. Okay, we're good. We're good. We will get at least one story in. I think what we might want to do though, we might want to add more reporters and telegraphers because we are slacking on the news this week. So reporter desk, telegraphing station, and then let's hire some people. So telegrapher, none of them are that good at it. What's your perk? Works faster but produces a lot of trash. That's fine. That is fine. We'll shove you down. Make sure you have a bin next to you. And then we'll get another reporter as well. Oh, this guy is quite good at a lot of things. Trouble is we already cover most of them. I want to cover sports. Sports! So maybe one of you two. What's your perk? Not bothered by noise. Oh, that's quite interesting. And then this one, unaffected by darkness, nocturnal. What? So you don't need lights for them. We'll go for Bernard. So Bernard, you're hired. It's very noisy here. Oh yeah, Bernard doesn't like noise. Sunday morning, time to roll the presses. Oh no, our cooler's run out of water. So we need to do a delivery of food. Shall I just do a large delivery? 900 quid. Yeah, we'll do a large delivery then. So that should arrive on the street and then our person will take it up. There you go. Brook Foods. So they've just dropped off all those boxes. So someone should come and grab all of them and then we're good. We need something to reduce the noise. So if we shove a plant on your desk, that should help. We'll shove a clock up there as well. Lots of clocks in this room. Then an acoustic panel up there as well. That should help. Man, Chester is not happy. They're really uncomfortable. As their comfort drops, their concentration drops, which is basically their sort of their efficiency. So we really need to... Oh, I just realized I can change their name. Hang on a second. I'm naming these after my Patreons. Okay, so they're all named after my Patreons now. What's happened there? Oh no, got low toilet paper. Quick, large delivery of toilet paper. I mean, I think that's just paper in general. So we wipe our bums with it. We print the news on it. It's all the same thing. Anyway, back up here. Shall we send Tony Montana to complete that story? I think we shall. We can select stories for these guys to prioritize as well. So probably should have done that for sports and crime. It's a little bit late now, but let's just fast forward to the end of the day. So it's our last chance. We've got to print something. We've got this story. It does have sloppy production, which is annoying because I think if we shove it down there, you can see we get 120 quid from that. We also get the 250 quid. That's advertising bonus. If we shove it in the top thing, we get 360 quid. And we're just gonna have to run with one story because that's all we've got completed this week. So let's get that printed. And yeah, next week we're really gonna have to focus on it because this could harm us. We sold 12,000 newspapers. So yeah, we got some sloppy production. Let's see how much we make. I think the ad revenue definitely helped. And Williamsburg, we've gained some reputation there. We really need to get a sports story on the go though. Unfortunately, this is the monthly expenses, so we are spending more, but that's because we hired more people, so to be expected, sort of. And we've unlocked a whole load of new areas we can expand to, as well as this, the Mafia hideout. So we can have a little talk to the Mafia, and basically, whilst we look at this lovely bridge in the background, if we don't print any crime this week, then we get some bonuses. We get 500 quid, some positive reputation with the Mafia, but we get negative reputation with the mayor, but I think that's probably fine. And over on the left, this is like our sort of like reputation with them. So as we like gain more and more, we unlock like new buildings that will help us and stuff, so let's just accept that. And then we're not going to go to East New York because they want crime, which we're not doing this week. Over here we already have those two stories like in the drawer, the society and entertainment, so it might be worth going over there, and then we'll come back to Williamsburg later on. Right, and then it's the start of another week. Right, where's our resupply thing? Our water's running out. Where are you? Who does that? It's Koyakoi. Where are they? Oh, they need the toilet. Anyway, eventually they did it, so that now has water in. Toilet paper is still running out though, so can I move it by hand? Oh, I can just move it by hand. Oh, I didn't realize that. So if I grab this food and shove it in there, then that is now stocked up. Oh, sweet. That's quite handy. You can see Labradog is now the uncomfortable person, so they're probably going to be the first to die, but that's to be expected with them. We have some new stories coming in. So what are we trying to do this time? Society and entertainment. Avoid crime at all costs. This one is politics. Taft resigns from court. And then it will lead to two things. I guess we'll send Bernie over there. We've got a sports one here, so I could do this ready for next week. It's actually got two things, sport as well as dirt. The crowd cries foul, so let's send Francis over there. Stray knee and wrestling tie-up. You're not meant to knee people when you're wrestling. Anyway, over here we can send Tony Montana probably up to that one. This is unemployment day riots. I mean, the bottom one does have unrest, which could be interesting. Top one leads to tragic. Let's do the top one, as that's where your bonus is. And then over here, this one's done. So the former president has stepped down. We can now investigate further. And there's unrest, triumphant, society, and tragic. And I think they're just going to be perks that like other places will want. Anyway, Bernie and Tony Montana are now freed up, so we can send them to one of these. Let's try the triumphant one. Bit of good news. And I think I can send Tony Montana up there as well. Yeah, so this story is going to have 5 of those. Oh my goodness. I think it's going to take ages to do though. Hence, we might want to think about getting more reporters. So another reporter desk, shove it there. Who are we going to assign? I think Catherine might be a good one to go for. Politics, sports, and society. So yeah, we'll get her involved, and then we can get them on this story. Right, then over here. Oh man, 1930s was when frozen food first came in. That's cool. But yeah, I think I'll put Tony Montana with his skill down there. So vegetables, fish, and meat. And then Francis up the top. Oh, it's all about bird's eye. Gotta love a bird's eye fish finger. Anyway, oh no, what's happened down here? What? Oh no, the toilet's broken, is it? It's dirty. Do I need a washing station? Who's that? Labradog. Are you going to fix it, Labradog? I don't think he's going to. Okay. We'll grab a washing station. If we shove that down here and then hire someone to do some washing. Who wants to clean a very dirty toilet? It's Sunday morning. Francis, 40 quid. You do move slower, but you work for less money. I mean, I put your station right next to it, so get to work. Labradog. I think Labradog's busting for a poo. So yeah, there you go. Sponge that off. Good work. All right, back to the globe. So this bird's eye story is nearly there. We'll just send Francis to finish it off. And oh, it's a silver one. Educational. So we're learning all about frozen food. Well, teaching, not learning. We're teaching the public about frozen food. Nice. Anyway, you can see all the stock from down there has gone into our storage now. So that's good. King is hungry. Don't say I'm meant to provide them with like somewhere to eat, am I? No, I mean the only nutrition we have is the water cooler, which you already have. I mean, maybe he could just go to the water cooler and get some food from it. That's definitely how it works. Anyway, let's do some printing. So what story do we want to lead with? What have we got? The automobile show opening. It is a sloppy story, so I want to be careful. 615 quid if it goes up there though. 225 down there. Let's just compare that to some other ones. So 480, 480. So yeah, I think we will lead with it, even though it is a little bit sloppy. When you match like symbols, so we've got the society one, we get an extra bonus as well. I might hold on. Yeah, I might actually hold on to my sports story because there isn't another sports one. And I think we need that to complete the other place. So this is just for Bayonne, but that should satisfy them. So let's start printing. So there it goes. 28,000 newspapers sold. Record sales. Lots of money. The bonus from the Mafia as well. Bayonne are happy with us. The Mafia are happy with us, although the mayor isn't. And then although our expenses went up a little bit, I think we still made decent money this week. And yeah, where do we want to move to next? What's that building? The Marines Harbour Firehouse. We need 4 influence points to gain it. We've got 6 if you look in the top right. So that buffs society. Okay, shall we do that? There we go. We have buff society. So there we go. We have an item that we can buff society with. Nice. Do I keep the Mafia going? If we sell 78,000 newspapers, they'll give us $1,000. Oh man, that's a lot of money. That's quite a lot of pressure though as well. We need to pick somewhere where we can appeal. Do we have anywhere we already have stories? I mean, this one we have 2, Mid-Island. We just have to find something gruesome. Or over here we can find a tragic one. Yeah, let's try that. All right then, we're out of paper. So large delivery, please. By the way, Labradog's log, like he's just so unhappy. I wish I could fix it. All I know what to do is add clocks, and that doesn't seem to help you. Oh, our printing machine broke down as well. Thankfully, Metapunk is on the case. But yeah, right, these stories. This one, we've got boxing gloves. That's a new item we can buy. Anyway, fast forward time a little bit. And right, we have a new item here. A movie poster. And up in this one, that's led to some dirt and politics. So I'll get Catherine on the case. And down here, a sports story. First ever horse to win the Triple Crown. Such random like stories. All right, another one over here for Tony Montana. Views divided on prohibition. All right, anyway, Sunday morning. Let's just roll to the end of the day. Hopefully we can get like Bernie in there to finish that one quick. 18 hours because the Mafia set a pretty high bar for us, didn't they? So do we have enough stories? We've got sloppy reporting, which is not ideal. That's 32,000 sales, which is nice. Oh, it's an alarming one. So yeah, we can get more. We can get 2,500 by doing that. Maybe same with the politics one there. Yeah, that's another 2,500. Then on the back page, we do this one with the silver down the bottom. That's the tragic air show crash. 64,000 sales. And then just the sports one in there. That's up to 67,000. Alternatively, we try and move this to the front and then put that one down the bottom as the big story. And then they all synergize with each other. So that's 68,000. Oh, I think the Mafia are going to be mad at me. Yeah, they want 78 newspapers sold. I mean, to be fair, there's extra sales from multipliers. 29,000. We might be okay. Let's give it a print and see if we do make enough. Oh no, it is accurate. No, the Mafia's going to be mad at me. East New York though, they're pretty happy with me. And yeah, oh no, oh no. Oh no, I gave you one job, sell papers, keep my reputation clean. So, oh look, Scientist Nate, you can always count on them. He's leveled up. Anyway, the next thing we've got are police stations. So we get a coat hanger that helps with noise and heat and stuff. Or the magnifying board stand, which helps us buff crime. Let's obtain that. Oh, I don't have enough points. I have to wait till we've got more points. Anyway, as you can see, a huge map. So many different buildings and different things. Like loads of buffs and stuff. There's even the Navy down here. But yeah, because we upset the Mafia, I have a feeling, yeah, everyone's freaking out. Oh my goodness, what was that? I think they did a bit of sabotage, destroyed some of my office. They left a right mess. I think they broke my machine as well, but we fixed it. Anyway, for now, guys, we're going to leave that there. I hope you enjoyed. Very, very cool, unique game. Thanks so much to the devs and publisher for sponsoring. If you want to check out the game yourself, releases on 18th November, so be sure to use link in my description. You'll get a 20% discount until 2nd of December. But for now, I'll say peace, love, and engineering today. Bye.